Hello, fellow vertebrates. My name is Brian with a Y, as you no doubt know, and today it is time for yet another software demo of some software that I wrote in 2 weeks. Get ready, this is an exciting project. Well, when I say exciting, it depends on what you call exciting. So, what I did for this project is a shopping list app that you can put on your phone. And I did this because whenever I went to the store, then I would always forget what I needed to buy. And so I would take a piece of paper and write down little notes as to what to buy, make a little shopping list, and then I would go to the store, and then whenever I got something, put it in the cart, and I'd cross it off the list, just like that. Perfectly functional shopping list, but I have to say it made me feel a little bit outdated. And as much as I like feeling old, I've got the barn jacket and plaid shirt on right now to prove it, it honestly made me feel like one of those Egyptian scribes just scribbling over there on papyrus or something. So I decided to make a bleeding edge shopping list software, so then you can go to the store and remember everything you came for and still feel cool, because that's the most important thing, right? Of course. So we're going to start things off with a quick demo. The only problem is that this is because it's an app on a phone, it's a little bit different than the other software I've done. Obviously it's an app for a phone, so I can't run it on my computer here. It is possible to run an emulator on your computer, which then pretends that your phone is a computer, or at least pretends that it pretends that part of your computer is a phone, and then it makes the app run on that phone. But the problem is these new phones that Google is putting out that it's making me try to emulate, they're stronger than my computer. Not sponsored by the new Google Pixel 2. Get yours today, by the way. But yeah, these phones are just too powerful. My computer cannot keep up. It can't emulate something that's stronger than it is, obviously. And so I had to whip out my actual phone right here and connect it with a USB cable and run the app on it that way, which kind of defeated the purpose of feeling all new and high-tech. But yeah, you have to do what you have to do, So I'm going to cut right here to the phone demo. Unfortunately, because I'm recording it on my phone, you will not be able to see my glorious countenance in the bottom left corner, but you will be able to see a really cool app. Alright, so welcome to the software demo portion of the video. As you can tell, the audio has changed. That is because I'm recording this on my phone, using a screen recording phone app that I found. I did not build the screen recording phone app, but the app you see on your screens right now, I did, in fact, make. As you can see, it says shopping list at the top, very original name, I thought of it myself. And we've got like eggs, milk, and cereal. I do buy milk and eggs, I do buy milk and cereal, but I do not, in fact, buy eggs. So we'll be getting rid of that later, and I'll show you how. So I'm going to, first of all, let's add an item. Let's say going to the store, and I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot. I needed to grab some, I don't know, I can't think of anything I need. Oh shoot, I forgot to grab some bacon. So you're like, okay, so I type bacon, and then you tap add to list. Ba-ding, and poof, it's on the list. Just like that. Amazing. That is the power of recycler views. And now, let's say you go to the store and you pick up some milk. Boop. You press this little box. It's a checkbox. Milk is now, you have it. Of course, you could just look in your cart and know that you have milk, but who wants to do that? This is the future, after all. You can click on the cereal. Let's say you bought some cereal too. Then you throw some bacon in there. Poof. But then you realized, oh shoot, I forgot. I don't need eggs. Well, that's easy. You just tap this little red X over here, and it's just gone. Oh shoot, I'm learning about a new bug. Looks like it did erase the checked values for everything else, so I guess just don't delete items. That's something I might have to fix later. I guess that would be, I don't know how I would fix that. Probably add a variable to keep track. Probably make a new class called item and use it to keep track of stuff, information like that. That would be a way to solve it. But let's say your kid, your little brother, something like that. He got onto your phone and then he typed this and added it to the list 87 times or something. And you're like, oh no, I can't go shopping for all this stuff. People will notice. Well, that's okay. There's this big red reset button. You tap this, ta-da, wipes the list clean, and you can start over again. So yeah, that's pretty much what the software does. Okay, hope you enjoyed that software demo there. Yeah, now we're going to talk about some of the code. So I wrote this. You may have noticed this is not VS Code. The color scheme's a little bit different, and the UI is different. This is Android Studio, which is Google's IDE for making Android apps. It is built off of a JetBrains product, I think. And JetBrains IDEs are pretty intense. They're really cool, but you have to pay money for them, and I'm a real sucker for anything free or cheap, preferably free. And so, yeah, it's a different IDE, but a lot of the commands are the same, and of course, I mean, just pressing buttons on the keyboard is the same no matter what IDE you're using. So, yeah, so the way Android Studio works, the way Android apps work, I made this in Kotlin and XML. I don't know if I have to say XML. I think it's implied by the fact I'm using Kotlin. Kotlin is a programming language. Never used it before. Had to learn it a little bit to do this project. And then XML it's like this drag and drop thing. So like if I want to add a button to the project, I like move this button over here. I'm like, ta-da! It's a button, just like that. It's supposed to be a lot faster than that, but my computer is not very strong. So, Android Studio is a very intense program. But yeah, you create these buttons, you move them around, you can align them in different ways, you can do all this stuff, and then that's how you make the app look like what you want it to do. And then here in the main activity.kt, or whatever you're calling this file, then you kind of hook these components up and make them do stuff, like over here. Add to list button dot set on click listener, add item to list. What that does is it tells the app, okay, so you know that add to list button I told you about back in the XML? Yeah, this button. I'm talking about that button. Well, if the user taps on that, I want you to come over here and call this function. Okay? Okay, got it. That is how compilers talk. I know from personal experience. And it goes over here, it calls this function, and then it's like new item is the stuff inside the input, and as long as the input has stuff in it, it's not empty, then add it to the list and update the recycler view. The recycler view is kind of the crowning glory or the crowning misery of this project, I guess. Took me forever to figure out. But recycler views is how you do a list like the one you saw in the software demo. You kind of say, okay, so I want a bunch of little objects in the list, and then you go over here to more XML and you say, this is what I want each individual item to look like. And in this case, I want it to have an item name, which the text is determined by code. I want it to have a little checkbox, and I want it to have a delete button. And then I go over here in this item adapter, and I say, okay, so whenever it's an adapter, it's kind of strange because it's like customized. You have to make your own adapter, but you're also extending or inheriting from these other classes that already exist. Maybe they're virtual classes or something. I don't know, but you have to make your own adapter that gives it functionality, and it's really irritating and confusing. But once you get it, it's really cool. So essentially, what this does is it's a new over here in the update recycler view, the item recycler.adapter is getting assigned to an object of item, or an object of class item adapter. And then item adapter is defined over here, and what item adapter does is it goes through the list that you gave it, and it says, it talks to the app, like the backbone app structure, and it's like, okay, so I need this view to show this, and this, and this, and this, and I need to connect them to these parts of the code. It does all that for you, it iterates through it. It's really cool, but like a lot of really cool things, it's very irritating to set up. But as you can tell from the software demo, it does work in the end. It worked eventually. I probably will not be doing very many more mobile apps in the future. It is not a process I enjoyed very much. But if you only did what was enjoyable, you'd never do anything valuable. And with that totally original and very insightful insight, I will leave you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to stick around and maybe hit that subscribe button, possibly. And I'll tell you why, because next week I'm going to be doing something really cool. That's right, you heard it. Even cooler than usual. So make sure to stick around for that, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks.